So blockchain is the protocol that all of these altcoins, alternative coins like Bitcoin and Namecoin and Darkcoin and Ether, it's the protocol that all of these coins are built on. And you can honestly think of it like a block of the most recent time-stamped valid transaction that also contains what's called a hash, which that hash links the current block to all of the prior blocks of information that have come before it. Therefore, it becomes this master ledger, if you will. But it really, between the fact that each block contains information and you have hashes within it that link it to all the other transactions, you can almost visualize it as a blockchain or a chain of blocks of information in that sense. And the original definition and program that was written, it was written by Satoshi Nakamoto, who's the founder of Bitcoin. So he's kind of like the father of blockchain technology to begin with, and it was found in the original source code of Bitcoin. So because you have all of these blocks of time-stamped information that's been logged for all the transactions that have ever happened in the system, as well as it tracking all of the transactions that ever will be in the system, the blockchain starts to become what can be thought of as like this ultimate ledger in a way. And it makes it easier to be able to go back through and audit information, which is nice. So if you're trying to negotiate contracts with someone or execute contracts with someone, and later on down the line there's this discrepancy in terms of who did what when or who said what when. As long as all of those transactions occurred within the blockchain, you can go back through and be assured that nothing was changed and it's all still there and able to be tracked, because you know that the information cannot be deleted. The code is immutable and everything that you do within the system can't be deleted. A good example is the fact that I'm working within Ethereum right now, and unlike a lot of other computer programs and systems I've worked in, you can't just start something and then delete it. You can't make an account here and be like, oops, something's not right with this, I'm just going to delete it. Or you can't edit, undo your way back to a different point in time. Once the transaction is verified and valid and goes through, it is logged in the blockchain forever into perpetuity. Which again makes it easier to audit, but makes it easier to be sure of what has happened in the past, because no one else has been able to go through and delete or tamper with anything either. But it's also difficult because you want to make sure that you are sure of what you are doing before you complete a transaction. That's that call to integrity, which I'm probably going to get into a little bit more detail with later. So one of my personal favorite parts about blockchain technology is that it is global. Blockchain, as long as you have access to the internet, you have access to blockchain, which is going to make it that much easier to be able to send funds all around the world. It's going to make it that much easier to form businesses and partnership agreements and partnership endeavors across borders. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're from anymore or what country you're a part of. As long as you have access to the internet and access to particular blockchains, then you can use all of the awesome features that blockchain will eventually encompass over time. Obviously the only exceptions are countries where censorship is a much bigger deal. But outside of potentials for censorship by different countries, it is universally accessed because blockchain doesn't rely on any particular organization or company or server or tangible hardware to use. It is inherent. It is of the internet. So, a great way to understand a topic better, particularly its more practical applications, not just all of this theory that we've kind of been discussing, but a good way to understand it better is to download it to your computer and actually start working within it. So that's what I've done, and instead of choosing to work with Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, like the big cryptocurrency, like there's so much information that's already out there on Bitcoin, so I didn't want to go beating a dead horse, so to speak. So I decided to download the wallet, which is kind of like the gateway into the universe that is. I decided to download the wallet for Ethereum, and Ethereum is like the more evolved, Turing complete version of Bitcoin in a way. And Ethereum allows you to do a lot more than just transact cryptocurrency. Ethereum allows you to get into crypto contracts and being able to form organizations and being able to manage voting within organizations. It's a lot more all encompassing. It even allows you to create your own currency within Ethereum, which I think is exciting. So, more on that to come as I play around with how the system's actually working. Right now, I think the biggest thing that I have to say about Ethereum on a practical level is the fact that it's a lot more raw than I expected. I thought I was going to be able to go in and find a program that was already more user friendly. There's a lot more code involved in terms of reading and writing, and in my case, copy and pasting a lot of code. And it's a different setup than what I've ever used in the past with computers in a lot of ways. But again, more on that to come as I continue to take you along this crypto journey with me. And in the meantime, stay smart and stay curious. Bye.